There we go. We're live. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. I was waiting for. Let's go live. Hit the button. I was waiting for the music and the theme and the blah 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 blah.
Oh, dude.
We just went right to
check
it.
that out.
PlayStation.
Nice. PlayStation. That's very cool.
PlayStation.
Yeah, and all of its many different ways to do it. You can do it.
That's pretty cool.
It is neat. And then one fades out and the other one comes in.
Very nice.
That's so cute.
That's the nightlight we all need.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
That's right.
I'd have to plug that in tonight upstairs.
Pete, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking an actual Guinness in my Guinness glass tonight.
Nice.
Power up time. Old school.
The original nitrogen widget in it.
Oh, Jesus. Probably 10 years ago, my sister went on a trip to Ireland and went to Guinness
Oh,
and the factory. Then they had this thing, you did it too? And she showed me, they have this class, or not class, but teach you how to pour it. Then you get a certificate. I was like, oh, that's very cool. Right on.
Mine's in the other room.
had that with the widget.
Yeah, of course. The little, because Guinness has got balls. Well, at least one. And you do the perfect pour. You go upstairs. The whole center of the brewery is in the shape of a Guinness glass. It's
Oh, neat.
and so you can go up top, and they have their bar up there, and you learn to do the perfect pour. That's why when you order a Guinness at a bar and they give it to you like in 2 minutes, they've done it wrong.
Ah, okay.
It should take about 5 minutes for you to get your Guinness if they've poured it correctly.
They've done it right.
That would be a
There you
really
go.
long lineup at most of the bars I know.
Yeah, because you're
Unlike-
supposed to pour some and then let it sit and then pour the rest.
Oh, in stages. Okay.
Yeah.
Unlike the TV show Cheers, where all of them were messed up.
Oh, yeah. Every beer was 3/4 foam. Like, I'd be sending that one back.
Well,
Well, Norm never paid for any. So.
Nor
Now, that's not to say that there isn't supposed to be a healthy head on it. There is.
Sam was trying to get his money back from Norm somehow.
there's jokes there. I'll leave that alone.
Okay.
I've got one that I really will not do, but it is funny. I'll share it backstage. But no, you do that, and then the funny thing was we were there. Our daughter played in the Mizzou marching band that year. It was her senior year, and she went. That was their trip, was over to Ireland. So they came in earlier and they played in the brewery, and then
Oh, wow.
we went up to the bar and did our perfect pour, but it was like 10 something in the morning. So Christine's like, I'm not going to drink all this. So she like took a couple sips, and I'm like, okie dokie. And I slammed mine down, and I slammed hers down. And there was two things, one good, one not so good. Is the good part was I felt good leaving. It wasn't like sloppy bad. It was just good. I just felt good as I was leaving. I'm like, that was really cool. So then you leave, and then you're in the bus for 2 hours until you get to the potty spot.
Oh, that's not good.
And
2 hours.
that is one of the top 5 times. That's a bracket we ought to have. The top times, a short bracket, the top times you had to pee.
You almost burst a bladder. That's not
Yes, where you're like, oh my god.
I feel like
And
all
the
my
funny-
top 10 moments have been like the last 5 years.
It makes it easy on the older brain.
And not far enough apart for my liking anymore.
The last 10 years. That was last week, damn it.
Yeah.
All 10 of them last week. Yeah, but it was bad. There's a woman on the bus too that had to go very, very badly. And she darted out. Of course, I'm like, go, just go. And she stepped out the bus, and the driver who owned the bus company, he goes, oh, he says, why wait a minute. She's like, what? And he goes, nothing. Just go ahead. I was just kidding. She's like, oh, and she runs. I was like, damn, Joe, that was rough.
That's just mean.
That's
just mean, man.
But damn, yeah, it's funny. But yeah, no. Another time I was downtown in my hometown, and I was out drinking with a friend, and she and I were walking around town in the downtown area. And I'm like, oh, and everybody had closed, and I'm like, good Lord. And I happened to find this nice dumpster. So there you go. Not that I had to take a dump, but I just had to pee. It was a dumpster. I'm just saying.
That was remember Jerry got arrested on Seinfeld for being in the mall
in the parking lot, in the parking garage.
Yeah,
right?
in the parking garage episode. That's right. That's right. You
I
get put
forgot
on
what the disease was he said he had.
Yeah, you get put on the list now. I mean, I remember being down at the landing, Jeff, and there was a bar where you had to go and then you step down into it. And I think that was that night. So it was two things. I walked down there and there's this dude fronting a band. He was like, I don't know, 5'4", and just belting out Aretha Franklin. He was doing Respect. I'm like, damn, that guy's good. And then I walk out and there's a penis right there as I'm walking out. Somebody's peeing. I'm like, what are you? Could you really?
Well, see, at the landing, I think
Oh,
it's free to go anywhere in the landing.
I gotta ask a real quick question. And that
Yes, we
when
love
Lance
you,
asked beforehand, well, we just got this together. What are we going to talk about tonight anyway? Was this what you expected, Lance?
See what happens when you leave us to our own devices.
Oh, open chat, it could be about bidets. It could be about what the heck, Rexes. Rexes, you never know.
The thing about it, and nowadays, guys, we're all the age now. We got to realize when we're in our 20s and out drinking and stuff like that, we go out, get done. You could slide away somewhere and like find a place to have a pee or whatever you needed to do, right?
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, doesn't matter what the hell you do. You're on camera. There's a camera watching you somewhere if you're in a city, in every alley, every corner.
So what does that say? That there's a lot of perverts out there that have to watch what everybody's doing?
I don't know, but it's true. Hey, brother Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Well, Chuck Berry did it.
Oh.
You not know that story, Pete?
I know. I think I do, but I can't remember it.
He had a restaurant.
And then had the number one hit, My Ding-a-ling. That guy.
I remember My Ding-a-ling. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a restaurant just outside of St. Louis here, and unfortunately he was filming in the women's bathroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. There, not only can you just slide out into the alley and take a pee without being on camera. Probably about 50% of the bathrooms in most of the restaurants in the freaking world.
It is a nice shirt, Mike.
Look at that.
Yeah, Mike, it's purple.
I'm wearing.
Is it actual purple or is that the light?
No, it's the light.
Oh, okay.
That still baffles me.
What?
Why the only thing that it affects are his shirts that are black.
And it's just the fabric. If there's like black printed on here, it doesn't affect that.
Which is
just the fabric. Yeah.
So that's actually a black shirt.
Yep.
All the ones he wears that are purple, he's got a ton of purple shirts. I've never seen anybody with more purple shirts in my life.
Well, let me. I'll switch the lights. Let's see if you can see the black.
I was thinking that's like a panther, when you get it in a, and it's blue.
Maybe he's got a mood shirt and he's always in just the purpley kind of mood.
Purple mood. Whatever that means.
So if
some people are an autumn, Jeff's a purple.
If I could get us to where why we started this show, look at this. Have you ever seen these?
Now that shirt looked black there, Jeff.
Yeah, now I got a black shirt on.
Ah,
that is definitely a black shirt.
But
it's the same shirt.
That's an angry looking thermometer you got in your hand.
it's a pen.
Oh.
Wait a minute, it's placed. It's combat.
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
interesting.
that's cool.
so I'm gonna.
I was about to say nobody stands up around you when you're holding that.
Zoink.
It's a crazy torture device.
Well, it is ribbed for your pleasure.
Uh-oh. Hello.
But
even buy planes.
yeah, it's got it. I think you can actually play. So I'm gonna get the right battery and take this off, and it's got a speaker here.
Neat.
And it
looks cool.
Joystick and buttons.
What other games are there for that? Are there other
I have one other one.
Oh, it's okay.
These were things that were like donated, and we were checking to see if they worked, and these didn't, so we were getting rid of them. And I'm like, excuse me, I must take those. So then I have this one.
Ooh,
Millipede. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
and they're pens.
It says Atari.
Oh, those are very cool.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't make it through airport security with those, but that looks cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to crack those open and check them out. So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Otherwise, I got Peter Pan.
is that a pen as well?
Yeah.
That's like you go to some of the stores and they got a pen there and it's got like flowers coming out of it, and they do that so you don't steal their pen.
Oh yeah, right.
I guess you can't accidentally just put it in your pocket. So yeah, I think everybody needed to hear that story about Chuck Berry.
I think so too, but I don't know why.
He was a
character. There are worse stories too.
Oh yeah, I got a worse story that I won't say tonight, but
no,
he was a character, all right.
I'll never talk about that shit.
Not in a good way.
No.
Jeff got it.
Oh man.
Jeff gets it.
I got it all right. I saw it, unfortunately.
Shut up. Let's put it this way. I read about it in Lon Friend's book. Yeah.
Jeff Probst saw Chuck Berry in Buffalo in '88.
Hey.
Right before, up until he died, he was playing like was it once a week down at Blueberry Hill.
Yes.
He was, I don't know, how old was he when he died? Is he 80 something?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. So he was still performing up till then. It's crazy.
I don't know why I got the thought of, okay, does he mean in concert or he was standing in line at McDonald's like, holy fuck, that's Chuck Berry.
Well, that's a good point.
Well, a lot of those original rock and rollers just kept going, like, Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
You'd always find them somewhere. But I'll look up Chuck Berry here.
Well, let's see. 74 plus 17 is
91.
Wait a minute. Was he 91? Died in 2017. He was born in 26.
So it's 90.
Yeah. So there you go.
90 years old.
Yeah. I jammed with his daughter.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool that he was such a big influence on like Rolling Stones, Beatles. They all said how much they loved his music, how they listened to it when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
He always seemed like he was pretty old in the 50s, like when he was popular. Most guys are probably like in their mid-20s. He looked like he was 35 or at least. I don't know if he was or not.
Yeah, there's some. I just watched one of the latest Keith Richards films, and that's on streaming now. And he talked about and had footage from when they did the movie, Hail Hail Rock and Roll, and said it wasn't a very fun experience.
No,
he was yelling at Chuck Berry. He was pissed off at him.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, basically, like Chuck Berry would, when he traveled around, he would just hire the cheapest musicians he could find, and Keith Richards basically was wanting him to get some decent people. He's like, "Come on, you're Chuck Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do better than this."
Well, he had a lot of respect from rock and roll legends. There's that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you would call that classic, but it's on YouTube where Chuck Berry's playing with John Lennon,
mm-hmm.
and then Yoko comes in.
Oh, I did see that.
Oh,
yeah, that's
Yoko.
But you can see John Lennon; he's just having a ball playing with him.
Yeah.
Playing music with,
Yeah.
I guess you call it his mentor or idol.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was when Yoko comes in, it's like, oh boy.
That's a Black Crowes moment right there. That's just hard to handle. It is
too hard to handle now.
Oof. Have you seen that footage of the gig she did at some museum?
Oh, Yoko?
Yeah.
The recent one?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks. Yeah. Oh.
I didn't even know about that. Wait, how old is she? She's got to be getting up there.
She's old enough to know better.
90, I think.
On that, I mean, I don't.
Wow, she is. She's 90.
I don't know. It's one of those things where you just Pete, it's like Rise of Skywalker. It's like
here we go.
It's just you're like, okay, I know you're all sitting here watching her do this, but what do you really think about what she's doing here? And you're probably paying good money to be here. Are you just here to be here? Or are you here because somewhere you are one of those folks who think this is good? You know what I'm saying? Not that they're wrong. It's just
the money aspect is different, but I was thinking like if you're driving like on a highway or interstate and there's a wreck and people will slow down to look at the wreck. But being that people paid money to watch her,
slow down and watch Yoko.
Yeah,
it's like being at one of those art shows you just don't get.
Yeah, Chuck Berry's got a statue here in the Loop, and also there's the Loop has like a St. Louis Hall of Fame like star thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he's on there as well.
Yep. Yeah, along with Vincent Price and me.
I didn't know Vincent Price is from St. Louis.
Yep.
Did not know that. What an underrated classic person. What wasn't he in? Who didn't he work with?
Amen to that.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
he worked with Sebastian Cabot, for crying out loud.
Was there anything negative about, like, I know we're always fixated on the negative, but is there anything negative about Vincent Price?
No, I mean, and here's the thing. There's I'll go back through it and I'll do some paraphrasing because I don't want to, you don't want to play it because then they'll discredit your video. But I'll do some paraphrasings on it. And when I had this interview with the guy who wrote Thriller and who wrote those lines that he did, and he wrote 3 separate stanzas. He didn't just write the 2 that he did and recorded. He had 3, but he said he did that in 1 take. And that he was super cool. Just a groovy dude. I mean, like, that's how he acted. He even says some stuff they have him doing all 3. And then he's like, whatever you want to, whatever you want to do, whatever, we can do this, it's not a problem,
a professional. Okay.
Totally professional, totally cool. Not because I'm so good, but it was just because he was so cool. It was just so easy. He just knew what he was doing and he just go in and do it.
I'm looking up famous people from St. Louis, and Doris Roberts is on this list from
Doris Roberts.
Wow.
Who's that?
Everybody Loves Raymond, the mom.
Raymond.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She was born. I had no idea.
Well, and
Robert Guillaume. I forgot about him.
And what can I say her name? Pam from The Office.
Pam. Well, Pam and Phyllis and
Phyllis.
Aaron.
Yep, that's right, Aaron. Yeah.
Betty Grable. Oh yeah, Bert Convey. That's awesome.
Salvador has a request. I don't know.
Yeah, where are we at, Salvatore?
Should do a Stu Reacts to Rise of Skywalker episode.
We're gonna do that someday.
Those types of videos are very popular.
When I get to St. Louis, that's what's gonna happen. I will be right back.
Now is it going to be like Mystery Science? Oh, that's cool. That's a Mystery Science Theater style or a Clockwork Orange style.
Yeah.
You know.
I like the Clockwork Orange idea.
Like I ran into somebody who did not like Frozen music. They couldn't be in the room around that, and it's like, what happened to you? Did somebody Clockwork Orange you with that movie or something?
No, that song was everywhere.
You want to build a snowman? No. Let me drip on your eyes a little bit. Oh my God. Is Casey here yet?
Last year, the Dodgers had a night where the wives or girlfriends picked the music, the walk-up music for the players.
Mm-hmm.
And the relief pitcher, I'm blanking on his name, his daughter chose Frozen. So Let It Go. So every time, and this guy was in the slump. I'm blanking on his name. He was let go last year, but he was in a slump. And when they played Let It Go, he actually started going good for a minute. I started winning, saving some games.
That's awesome.
Until the upper office said, "Let him go."
That's right.
Blanking on the guy's name, but it was funny.
Oh, it's a statue of Miles Davis in Alton on Main Street. Why did I not know this?
I knew he was from St. Louis area. I didn't know he was from Alton.
Wow.
Miles Davis.
Oh, it'd been a good classic.
Good music. That Sketches of Spain record was cool.
Can't watch, but y'all have a good show. Oh, okay, man.
Hey,
Eep, you should put us on your phone and just make everyone watch us that you're with.
That's what you do.
Miles Davis is buried in the Bronx.
Wow. I always love the typos. Those are fun. Wait, isn't Jeff Probst? Isn't that the name of the guy from Survivor?
Yeah. I assume it's not the same guy. Jeff's around quite a bit watching videos and commenting.
I always thought it was the guy from Survivor.
It may be the guy from Survivor because hell, he's got to do stuff for fun too.
Is Survivor on anymore?
Yeah, it's like on season 28 or something now.
Yep. I watched a lot of them, and I bailed out.
We did too.
Richard Hatch still winning every episode. No,
yeah, he's won every season so far.
And Jeff, you didn't have to fix that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make anybody feel bad about that.
I remember watching that first season of Survivor. I did watch it back like a few years later, and it was weird. Like the production quality was really bad. The sound and everything. I didn't realize it watching it originally, but after you watch like the next 2 or 3, and you go back, it's like, wow, that was bad.
Yeah,
I like the show though. It was fun.
Yeah, I don't know. We used to watch it a lot, and we went out to New York. That was when Christine was going on her New York trips, and I remember going to see Letterman, and then we came out, and they had the gift shop for CBS, and we bought some Survivor stuff. And
what I didn't like is after like the first season was unique because those were like kind of real people. They weren't actor wannabes. And then the second season they started doing it, and then it seemed to get worse and worse. I felt like they started just filling the whole show with the best looking people they could find. Like, Rudy and Richard.
Yep.
And what was it? Susan? Was she the other one that was?
Oh yeah, she was a real.
All those characters. I mean, you wouldn't put any of them, on the cover of a magazine, but they were just interesting people. It's kind of like game shows from the 70s and 80s. They had real people. I mean, they had a few actors here and there, but today you have a game show on prime time, and it's just one actor after another.
It's almost like they audition models to be the contestants.
Yeah, everybody on the show could just step right into another TV show and start acting. It's like, that's not interesting at all.
Well, do they still get rice-a-roni for consolation prizes, or
turtle wax?
Turtle wax, yeah. Or was it Encyclopedia Britannica?
We were just talking about Encyclopedia Brown yesterday.
I love those.
I guess is he out of work? I mean, would they just rebrand him as Google Brown?
I don't know why. What do you mean?
Well, nobody has an encyclopedia anymore.
Oh, and
or looks to one for any kind of answers.
I got you.
Well,
I love those. I love those
trademark. So search engine Brown. What do you guys call him?
Google Brown. That's funny.
Yahoo Brown.
Big Block's here.
Big. Well, how about Bing Brown?
Is Yahoo even on anymore? Still around?
We're all models.
Hey, Big Block.
You can buy a Michael Jordan jersey in Greece. And then you could eat pizza and get grease on it.
Hey, Michael Hayes is here lurking.
He's lurking. Michael's working. He's always working in the evenings, but he's always working and lurking.
That's he and Savitar are our guest lurkers tonight.
And Eep. Is Eep lurking or was Eep bailing right out?
Savitar, he said lurking earlier.
He was
Savitar, Eep.
Eep, I think, was just listening.
Oh, Eep, yeah.
Well, that's lurking.
well, that's lurking. So, has anybody tried the new tracks yet on the Mario Kart?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'm holding off because I'm going to visit my son. So I was like, so should I not play them? He goes, don't play them. I'm like, all right, I'll wait. Because he was pissed last time I was kicking his ass because I'd played the crap out of those new ones at that time. And so he didn't like losing.
Now, are those new tracks or are they like bringing back the old school ones?
Some are old, some are new.
Okay.
Yeah, some are new, some are old.
Well, I think there's one brand new, and there's like 2 or 3 from Mario Kart Tour, which is the phone game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So unless you played the phone game, they're brand new to you, which I haven't really played.
But callbacks, those are cool.
JW. I was waiting to see who was going to have a GoGameGo shirt on this week.
Is that Bubsy? Oh, they changed some of the stats. That's interesting. They brought in a new character too.
And cars.
Oh, what's that character called? I can't think of her name. It's pink with a weird cylinder nose.
Oh,
what's that thing's name? Wasn't she in like Mario 2?
She was in Mario Strikers.
Can't think. I can never think of her name.
Somebody's gonna say it.
Someone say it.
Birdo.
Thanks,
it was
Big
a B.
Block.
I had it.
Big Block to the rescue. Why can I never remember that name? I guess because it doesn't look like a bird.
Doesn't look like a bird at all.
Super Mario 2, it shoots eggs out of her mouth, right?
Yeah. Yep. I think you can jump on top of the egg, right? And then like reach out and pick it up and then throw it at Birdo.
Because that's the big power that she has in Mario Kart. Mario Strikers.
Yeah, that's the rumor. There's going to be 4 or 5 more characters. There are empty slots for them, so you think they would fill them up? Who knows?
Yeah.
So there's a game coming out tomorrow on the Switch called Squadron 51. It's really bizarre. It's a shooter. It's black and white, and it's shot like you were in a 1950s like space movie.
Like a Plan 9 from outer space?
Basically, where there's cutscenes, there's real actors in it. But then you go to the normal shooting. But like if you're shooting, it'll be like a spaceship kind of wobbling around. But the spaceship is
like how he did wobbling around.
Yeah, like a picture of
like
one.
that with the string. Like the old...
Well, I think someone said you can even see sometimes you can like see the string or something in this. I'll have to play it myself and see. But the thing is, the game comes out tomorrow in North America for $20. I went on the Japanese website eShop. They had it there for I don't know what it was, 15 or so. But then I went there tonight and it's on sale for the first day. Like, it's tomorrow in Japan already. So, but they're selling it and it's on sale. It's under $9, but it's $20 in North America, and it's the same game. I already downloaded it. It's all in English.
Wow.
Yeah, but what a deal! It's like half off if you go through the Japanese eShop.
That's outstanding.
Oh, Diddy Kong would be great, Big Block.
It would be great. Yes. Yeah, I would love to have that. There he is.
Hey,
What's up,
Casey?
Casey?
I'll be right back. I got to find my Switch. It's not here.
Uh-oh.
So it switched
Hey,
places.
Chuck
on
Berry.
it. Chuck.
Roger Matthews, welcome.
It's your cousin, Marvin.
Casey, I've been playing Power Pros baseball a lot. Every week they have a tournament. This tournament is weird because it's to qualify for the Olympics. This is the official baseball game of the Olympics.
Wow.
But it's only eligible for people who live in Japan. Everyone can play, but if you come in first place and you're not in Japan, you're not going anywhere. Unfortunately.
It's Roger, my Aussie brother.
Yeah. Casey, I've put in a ton of hours.
Found my Switch.
There you go.
That's a case looks indestructible, Pete.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't use it very much. When we went away this weekend, we decided to take our Switches.
Wait, is that the oh, that's not the one I was thinking.
No, it's the one like I have.
I didn't take mine out of the package. You gave them while I was there. But had it just in case we decided to play it.
What brand is that?
The case is it's just a no-brainer.
Oh,
It's from GameStop up here. Like that's
I got
the secondary stuff that they always have.
Yeah, a long time ago I did a video on mine. I have that one.
But still in good shape.
Yeah, an Orsley. Mine is the Orsley.
Oh, okay.
And then I mixed up our stuff. Like, I took the red case, but I gave Christine the red cable, and we just switched things up. So we have black and red.
JW found out his Australian Shepherd is an Aussie Doodle. Australian Shepherd and a Labradoodle mix.
So not heavy on the shed. Of course, my Aussie isn't heavy on the shedding either. They need to make like an Aussie video game. They are, and that's the reason why, because they are smart.
I think Roger's talking about us. Well, you guys are smart. Maybe not smarter than the dog, though.
I am not smarter than my dog.
What do you got there, Pete?
I'm trying to figure out. I got my 3 games that I took with me. I want to put them back in the cases.
Oh my god!
That's why I bought that.
Games. Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe. That's awesome. Dragon Ball. I don't know why I have that. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. These ones so far are all sealed. There's my Atari 50. Mario Golf. What the heck? Mario 3D. There's Mario 8, Mario Party, and those are the 3 games that I had right there.
PJ, I'm guessing we might see a new Switch next year. So it depends on what you want to do. If you don't mind being a generation behind, get that. There's thousands of games for it.
Yeah,
it'll keep you busy for years. But if you're looking for the latest, then I would wait. But otherwise,
I can't possibly fathom why anybody would want a video game system that wasn't the current one.
Yeah, you do have a current one.
He said that with a straight face. His expressions are the best.
Says the old ass gamer.
The point of my statement is it's never too late to get anything. It's not too late to buy a Fairchild Channel friggin' app if you can find one.
Right.
It wasn't Pong, go for it.
Wasn't too late for me to buy an Intellivision, that's for sure.
I would be much more excited if I went in town tomorrow, walked into a store and saw a Fairchild, a Pong machine, a Pong thing, than I would if I saw a PlayStation 5. That's very sincere, too. I mean,
yeah.
Well, Jeff hit the nail on the head. There's so many games for the Switch.
So I picked this up, Atari 2600 adapter. I'm almost positive that it's the same adapter for the Stun Cycle.
Okay.
Pretty sure it is. It looks like, I don't know if you can see the connector. It's like a audio jack instead of like the little cylinder with a hole in it.
Wow.
You can't really tell very much there, but it is. It's like an audio jack thing.
Yeah,
like
an
that's
8
what that's what the Stun Cycle needs. So if it all works out, I'm doing a Stun Cycle video.
Whoa, what did I just do?
Right on.
Nothing. I got it. Okay.
There we go.
So I got to look for this.
Yeah, it's just that's sickening. The
It is,
society
right?
is now. Yeah, I think so. Because there's just no respect anymore. And it's like,
There's
worst
no
part about it, the
respect,
teacher's the
there's
one
no
who's going to get in trouble.
consequences.
People, oh, well, they shouldn't have been hard on the kid taking his. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Anyway,
I wonder what he was playing.
yeah, it all depends on what he was playing.
Yeah. By the way, people,
Yeah, we've had,
at that store I was at, they actually had Angry Video Game Nerd physical there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere. It was weird. They had Japanese GameCube games too. Like
Hey,
out of
Caper
nowhere.
Dave.
Caper Dave.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, we're not showing that.
What is Stun Cycle? I'll show you what Stun Cycle is.
Oh, Sun Cycle's all time. I remember that when I was a kid, and then it was
Now that's
around.
impressive. That's like Papa Pete. Oh, right here.
Here you go.
Got it.
Right.
So Stun Cycle was a standalone
Very
unit.
cool.
All it played was Stun Cycle. You know, like Atari games, there was different variations of it. But you controlled the speed by turning the handle. Actually, the game modes are right here. Stun Cycle, Drag Race, Motocross, and Enduro. So I don't know if it even works. I mean, it worked last time I played it. The last time I played it was probably the early 80s. I don't know. I don't have the adapter, so I'm hoping that adapter works. It should. Well, we'll see. If it does, I'm going to do a video. I can pull out my second camera so I can have one on the controls and one on the game. There, Caper Dave agrees.
Can I go back? Is this what PJ said? I sort of tried to make kind of a joke about it, but what he says is sort of true. Now, what do you think about the Switch, though? Right now, for me, with all the ability to go back and play Genesis and Super Nintendo and original NES and stuff, and look at what we can do playing ice hockey together, right? It's fantastic. Do you think that if they do go to the next level, that will fade away quickly? The ability to do those things, or do you think they'll continue to build upon those?
I think that's there to stay because they're charging monthly for it. I don't think they want to get rid of it or start over. I think it would just piss too many people off.
Yeah.
I think it's here to stay.
Yeah. It's in all seriousness, PJ, man, I don't have any of the other newest. I have no desire to get an Xbox Series X. I mean, if I have an Xbox Series X, beautiful, but I probably wouldn't use it. But I play the Switch. A lot of other systems have a hard time finding the time to play the games, but I play my Switch, and I like collecting games for the Switch, and not even new games. Now I get into it so late, quite late, like way behind a lot of these guys. I went out today, and I guess I had it on my page there earlier, but I bought this today because it's on sale. That's been out for how long now, Jeff?
3 years, maybe.
Yeah, and like I'm looking forward to playing this. There's so many freaking great games that are right there that to play for the Switch.
That's easily a top 5 Switch game, probably even higher. It's so good.
Up here, they're 80. They typically are $80, and so the sale means this was 55 today, which is as good a deal as you're going to get on one of these first party ones.
That's quite a bit off.
Yeah. I've gotten all my first party, whether it's Mario Kart or Odyssey, and all those ones. I get them when they're because they sort of rotate the sales around. I guess that's the same. Well, the same ones are on sale up here that are on sale down there when they have it typically.
I recommend Luigi's Mansion 3 to everybody. It's just so good. Yeah, it's my favorite too, Casey. It'll probably go down. Might go down as my favorite of all time at this rate. I do have a PS4.
Yeah, I haven't gone to the 5.
I'm waiting until they have a pro version. because I bought my PS4 and they came out the Pro version, like, what was it, 2 years later, 3 years later? It just pissed me off because they were making everything, for the more powerful system, and then it ran like crap on the original. So,
yeah.
I almost felt like it was a downgrade once they. I don't like when they do those upgrades because I don't like buying more than one of a system. Stun Cycle, Roger, is just a standalone electronic game. Just a piece of hardware with some software on it. That's it.
It is true. You can do a lot with the Switch. That's for sure. And even though we may not always love the online action of it, maybe there are a couple of lags or there's a whatever, it's still free. So it's, but it's cheaper. It's so much cheaper. You don't get as much sometimes as like with the
Switch Online.
Yeah, I was thinking of something else, but I mean, it's not very expensive.
I mean, it's $20
for the family thing we get,
and it's what, $50 a year if you want the expansion pack.
It's
$50 total.
If we're all going to use it, like in our house, it's Chrissy and I both. Mama C and MJ both play a lot of Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I like playing the older games like the Genesis and the NES and the SNES and doing our videos and stuff on that. And Connor just went out and bought one within the last, I'll say 6 months ago, sort of started getting into it. He's starting to pick up some of these classics like this.
Yeah.
So that's our family of four.
Exactly.
So it's really only costing us $20 each a month or 20.
Yeah, you can go up to 8. You can go up to 8 people too.
Yeah.
Can you really 8? Wow.
Yeah.
So
Which is crazy.
I don't push it too much now with they're trying to do all these things like check your IP address and all this stuff, and I'm not too worried about it with the Nintendo like Netflix and stuff, but still, I mean, I just figured I feel no remorse whatsoever, no guilt whatsoever if we buy a family membership and the four of us are on it, even though we may live different places. Right.
Yeah, but
that's perfectly fine though.
Because you have 8 slots.
Okay, well there you go.
You could literally get the subscription for the expansion pack and find 7 friends, and everyone chips in $10 a year, and you can be all over the world. Wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah,
right, so that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and
like Logan's friend has from college. He has a Switch, and so we just let him in because we'll all play.
Yeah.
So
8. I didn't realize it was 8. Wow.
Yeah.
I did tell him though. I go, look, if we're gonna do this, all I ask is that we play more. Let's make a conscious effort to get together and do that.
Well, we have to have another Mario Kart night and do the streaming on, even if it's, I know you can only see one, you can only stream one version, one view. Although the way Jeff and I are working on things, we'll figure it out. Maybe we can get a couple or 3 on there. But remember the group, how many of us were playing that night? Were you there, Lance, playing?
No.
That night?
You don't have a Switch, right?
I don't have a Switch.
Okay.
Not yet.
We had 10 people at the max. At the max when we had 10. I think you have 12 people total.
Yeah, we had a blast. You guys raced, and JD and I stayed at the back and decided who'd be 9th and 10th.
I guess if we did it on StreamYard, Pete, we could have more than one view. Yeah. We could have more than one view. That'd be more interesting.
I'm thinking we could do that.
2 of them. That way it's still pretty big for everyone to watch.
Yes.
So you're not just staring at one person.
Right.
That would be a great idea.
That's a plan there. There you go. That's something that we have to do on the GoGameGo channel sometime in the near future. What's everybody think about that? That'd be something different, neat to watch.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Especially the different views. I like that. Warren asked how many amiibo I have. I'm not even sure. I got a ton of them. I don't have them all. I do have a lot. I have a cabinet right here that's got 1, 2, 3 shelves full of them. And I haven't even got into them yet for the Amiibo of the Day videos. I'm still working on the Amiibo. They're just kind of laying around.
Yeah. Just to play Casey at baseball.
Do baseball game. I still wish that was sort of around some way to do a television OG online. You imagine through the Switch, and it's not going to happen. But hey,
I was saying that about Atari, and it would work for Intellivision too. I think they could. I think that would sell if you put a bunch of the old games on there.
I agree.
And made it online. I mean, Nintendo does it with NES stuff.
Yeah, right.
And Game Boy stuff. I mean, the Game Boy stuff is online.
That was a great addition. That was that last big bump they had where the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance. It was like, wow, they're still supporting this. They're still getting bigger. So I was really happy with that coming out.
Yeah, I keep mine at 15 seconds, but yeah, you can go to 60.
I'm sorry, but I was just trying to figure out what he meant by expanding his shorts. I was like, wait a minute. What is
I had a big spaghetti dinner. I had to expand my shorts.
Oh man. I did check out some games today at a pawn shop in my old neighborhood. Because that's where our vet is, so I had to stop in there, and there was a place that used to be was a rental place, and now it's a pawn shop. So I went in there to look at what kind of games they had. They had some Xbox games, and they had the mini Atari unit. What would you think is a good price for that?
What, a flashback unit?
Yeah.
They're fairly expensive, aren't they, Pete? The old flashbacks?
The television flashbacks?
No, Atari.
Aren't they still?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. It wasn't an Atari. It was an NES.
Oh,
the mini?
Those, if it's the original 30 game one and it's in pretty good shape, you go over 100, 200.
I think if you get under 100, I think that's a heck of a deal, probably.
Yeah.
They just you can't get them anymore.
No.
Well, you gotta check Nintendo. Like, every once in a while, they'll have refurbished ones. I bought one.
Yeah, you're right.
What, a year and a half ago, maybe? And it was like $60. Well, I bought two. It was like $60 or something.
Nice.
Here's on eBay. Buy it now. 135, 150.
Wow.
The one I saw today was one even.
That's. I mean, if it's in good shape, it sounds like a reasonable price.
Yeah. I checked out an Epiphone base there. It was.
And I've heard nothing but positives on that. I mean, I don't think I've opened mine up, but like, as far as mini go, that was one of the better rated ones.
Yeah, I liked it. That and Super Nintendo and.
Is it worth getting though if you have the Switch? When you're doing.
If you're talking about getting it because you're going to play it a lot, probably not. But it's more of a collector thing to have. Well, it works great. It plays great.
I was going to say, is it a 2-player thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could it easily packs up and goes with you to play some.
And it hooks to HDMI, so it's perfect. It's really good.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Dan White, I agree. I think Breath of the Wild was worth it just to get the system because that game, you can put hundreds of hours into it. And the new one comes out in 2 months? Is that right? In May?
Oh, wow. They actually have a date? That's good.
I'm gonna
they have an exact date.
I'm about to throw that one in for my road trip.
Really?
Sega Genesis. I'm surprised it's still around because they said they made way, way less of the second one than the first one.
Wow.
So I'm surprised it's even still around. Michael Hayes signing to work now. His Wi-Fi has been spotty the last couple of days.
Huh. Interesting.
Michael's one hardworking guy. He's always working or he's making ROM hacks.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
Yeah. What else was I going to say about that?
Did you see that mini? Was that in a local store?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was it used, complete in box, or was it new?
It's in the box, used. Yep.
I would say $100 as long as it has everything. It's probably a decent deal.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to see it much cheaper than that, to be honest.
Well, right. I don't. Yeah, because if you're looking on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, I'm sure everybody's like looking at everybody else's price and putting it over.
I didn't even get that when it came out. I got it like a few months later.
Mm-hmm.
They put a few more out, and I was able to grab one. I don't know why I didn't get one right away. That's like the Switch. I didn't pre-order right away. I literally got the last pre-order. Best Buy, I think, had the last pre-order run. And I was at work at lunch, and I saw it on my phone. I was like, "Oh, I got to pre-order now." So I hurried up and pre-ordered, and got it just in time because that was the last pre-order from any store. Otherwise, I'd have been out of luck and waiting probably for a few months.
Stuart, I gotta say though, on the NES Mini, there are a ton of knockoffs out there, so you want to be make sure it's a genuine. Okay. There are a ton of knockoffs of them.
They used to sell those in like the malls, like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, I don't know how they did it. They were showing all these old Nintendo games. It wasn't from Nintendo at all. Yet somehow they were selling them in the mall. It's crazy.
It's like GoGameGo masks on Amazon.
Nuts. That's what it is.
Yeah.
How the hell does that happen?
2 questions. First is how? Second is why?
Why?
How dare you, Pete? I thought the weirdest thing was that it was
Pete's going to timeout.
The same mask from was it T Public? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a different mask. I don't know how they. That's weird. I don't know.
I guess somebody saw your show and said, "This is going someplace. I'm going to sell masks and make money."
Yes.
Little did they know.
Hey, saw the first bracket show. It's like those guys are onto something.
Congratulations! This is like a week ago tonight. You did not have 600 subs, did you?
Nope.
But you do now.
I think it was like 594, wasn't it?
Wow! Congratulations on 600.
Thank you. Let's see. We're at 607 right now.
Wow, and it's gone up just since the last couple days.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
3 subs today. How about that?
We're
I said 625 by month's end was my prediction. We'll see.
It's possible. If it keeps going at this rate, we'll hit it.
That's awesome.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I feel like a real boy.
Thank you. Yeah, NES Classic was great. Everybody's got games they wish were on it.
Yeah. Contra. Contra's sort of the hot topic right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's my. Who was that? Oh, Jeff was asking if that was. Yes, this is the.
Yeah.
That's my first base I ever had. If you want, you can go on. Just check out the different videos on the GoGameGo channels and here on YouTube, and you can see my Hammer Away episode. It's an episode where I go over all the signatures.
Is that they're not normally that big, are they?
That's what she said.
An extra large Toblerone.
Got his James Bond villain laugh on that one.
The things that are going through my mind. This is 230 calories per 44 grams. And this is 750 grams.
Oh my God.
Now that works out to be a shit ton of calories right there.
And a shit ton of shit. You'll be crapping that for days.
They make them arm's length in Canada.
I'm asking my channel what the GGG shirts are all about. I hope they come here. I hope they come here too. That'd be awesome.
Oh man!
Thanks for spreading the word. By the way,
nice avatar. That was cool.
I know.
Isn't it cool?
PlayStation Mini was my least favorite.
Yeah,
that one had problems.
That was a disaster.
Yeah,
I have it. I haven't even played it. I just got it because I think it was $25 towards the end. I was like, yeah, I'll get it for that.
It was easily manipulated.
Yeah, I saw some hacked versions that looked awesome, but it took a while to get there on those guys.
Wow, this is very nice too. Thank you, JW. Yeah, absolutely. We just picked up, my drummer just picked us up a gig at a place called Red's Tavern here in town. So we just got that. It's going to be April 7th, I do believe is what it is. So thank you for mentioning that. Yeah. So I'm hoping to see Kurt at one of our gigs sometime.
April 7th. That's when the new Mario movie comes out.
See? So now nobody's coming to my gig now. They're all going to be out at the Mario movie. Hopefully, I'm hoping to get. I've been checking on some GoPro cameras. I want to get those so I can set them up for the gigs and have video footage. So that's in the plans. It's in the works, like everything else. That's why I'm looking forward to. Oh, and you know what? I'm only going to mention this because PlayStation was so bad. Oh, damn.
I don't know what they were thinking when they put that out.
Plunk.
I mean, visually it looked great, but then when people turned it on and the reviews hit, that was
not the
colossal blunder.
Plus, they packed it with the old controller, which I don't think people were too thrilled with, instead of the one with the
DualShock.
Yeah.
So I did look up that video just so I could see it, and that was a teacher's aide 2 weeks ago. They got taken down. I mean, never turn your back on a student ever, especially if you do something like that. Don't ever turn your back. And they were just walking down the hall like, okie dokie, and here they came running.
I mean, when we were in school, we were too scared to do anything. We'd never do anything to a teacher.
I mean,
because there was actual retribution back.
And you knew you get in trouble at school, you get in trouble at home. So plus, we just wouldn't do it no matter what. Even if we didn't get in trouble, I mean, I'm not gonna go back at a teacher.
I mean, that's like taking.
Yeah.
Why would you take your game system to school?
I'd be too scared one of the other kids would grab a hold of it and ruin it.
Damn straight.
Yes. Very true.
Damn straight. But you got students, who will take phones out in the middle and answer a call in the middle of class.
Look at Salvatore. He got one of the memory sticks for the PlayStation Classic. Oh, that's pretty nice. How does it play?
200 games on each.
Salvatore, they play really well. I think I heard that the emulation was actually really good on the if you put your own stuff on there. That is really cool. I wonder if Sega's gonna come out with any more.
Oh,
yeah, they
well, how many?
Up if they did a Saturn or a Dreamcast, but I think they said it's a little too difficult.
Wow. Is that what it is? Cost prohibitive? But I mean, how many different Sega's minis are there?
2.
There's 2, only 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they modeled it after the first version and then the Genesis 2. There is a Genesis 3 that's even smaller. So if they wanted to keep going, they could put that model out, which I think they probably will. Yeah, there's the original.
Okay, just the Genesis. Okay.
Man, I love the Genesis. That was so much fun.
Oh, I almost had to get out of my chair. There's the 2.
That's the 2. Okay.
Yeah, and the 3, like in real life, the 3 was even smaller than the 3 was really small. It's almost the size of a mini anyway.
Okay. So see, like I have one of those that I think Ad Games made a Sega Genesis knockoff kind of one. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my original one that I bought in '92 or whatever, very dusty. But it has the problem with the controllers don't work. Oh, controllers don't work just right.
Oh, okay.
They always go down. So I really got to somehow get it cleaned out or take it apart and just resolder the joints or something
Pete,
like
on the mini, the cartridge slot actually goes in, doesn't it?
It does. Here.
Yeah. I mean, you can't put anything in it, but it's such an interesting thing that they actually made that door open.
Well, I remember seeing an add-on that you could put in there, but I think it was just for show. It didn't do anything.
That's right. You could put the 32X in there.
You could buy them in Japan, and you could actually get the CD that it sat on, and then you put the 32X, and you could put the Sonic and Knuckles or something like that, and a cartridge on it. It was just a display. It was about $20.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, neat idea. I'm sure they sold a ton of them. But actually, everything's working down here. Like that volume, that actually slides. This is, and then the reset button and the on-off switch is over there. All the same as on the original.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Every time I see a Genesis, I can hear the Green Hill Zone theme from Sonic.
Yeah. That's the sound of the first time I bought my Genesis, and I brought it home in about 92 or 93, and I turned it on, and Sega, you know what?
Yeah.
And it always reminds you of the same thing as the first time we turned on B-17 Bomber. I'll never forget.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that voice supposed to be a Southern drawl?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
I don't know if it was that or if it was just how it came out.
No, it was intentional.
That's funny.
You know,
what the heck is that? I don't know. We
voices
love
are
it. Don't change a thing.
No, it's iconic for the definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, Lance.
Or even the crowd cheering sound that's in so many games.
Yeah,
That's all part of the exec, right? That was written by
Yes.
David Rolfe back in 1979. So that's why that exec is used by so many games that were done by APH Technological Consulting. And because they all use that same bit of programming that is built into the actual Mattel and television system, they didn't have to put those sounds on the cartridge. So let them use extra sounds that they didn't have to include in the 4K of the cartridges. Now, most cartridges at the beginning were 4K. So every sports game use the sound from the exec. That way they save the size of the sound. So that's why you have the same cheering and stuff in every sports game.
Huh.
But it's cool for that too, but it's cool because it makes the system very unique. I mean, what a television game sounds like, because
Yeah.
so many of them have the same sound.
It becomes iconic to the system as opposed to the game.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. The sound and the animation of the running man. I mean, that was pretty unique too at the time.
Yeah. And it was the exec that made, you know how, for example, let's think of a game like Tron Deadly Discs that we were playing last night, Jeff, right? And how, even though you can move around, it still has certain slowness, methodical, what the word I'm looking for? You know, just methodical movement of the man as you're moving him around, right? Whereas you go to a game like Worm Whomper and it will fly around everywhere. That's because Tom Lowry, by the time he made Worm Whomper for Cheshire, they had figured out how to do things without using the exec. As a matter of fact, the exec was proprietary to Mattel. Therefore, when Magic, Activision, all the third-party games, they weren't allowed to use the things in the exec.
Interesting.
So they developed other ways to do things, and that's why Tom Lowry is such an amazing programmer. AD&D, both AD&Ds, Treasure Retirement and Cloudy Mountain. Then he did Dreadnought Factor and Worm Whomper, plus older games too. He did like boxing. That his skills had developed so much that he didn't even have to use the exec. And all of a sudden, the movement in Worm Whomper is unlike anything else you'll see most anything else you'll see on the television, other than an advanced game like that, because he had developed the tools to get away from using the exec, which had benefits but also limitations.
So he did 2 Tron games, Worm Whomper and Dreadnought Factor.
No, 2 A&D games.
He did 6 games. I did a show. I did a stream about a month ago where I did just the games of Tom Lowry, and it was trying to think. It was boxing, both the AD&D games. I'm missing one, Lance. Can you tell me what it is? I can't think of what it is. It's Dreadnought Factor and Worm Whomper.
Worm Whomper, yeah.
Which we're going to be playing Worm Whomper this weekend.
That's right.
For Monday night.
Well, that's an incredible portfolio right there for
consider him. Like, I was looking at trying to do, like, I like this idea of focusing on a programmer for a specific one, but most programmers only have a game or two or maybe 3. David Rolfe has some, but do you want to watch me sit there and play checkers or even poker and blackjack for an hour and a half? No, David Rolfe also did baseball, which is a 1-player game. Magnificent, don't get me wrong. He also did the exec. He's a genius programmer. But they aren't the kind of games like the Tom Lowry games you could play, and they're fun to watch, right? We're missing one. I gotta look, see what it is.
Pete, how does Mousetrap use the exec?
Mousetrap
it's not supposed to.
Does not use the exec. What does it use then? Michael? It's not supposed to. None of the Coleco games are supposed to. As a matter of fact, when those ones went to the title screen, that was something built into the exec for the title screen, a glitch that kept some of those ColecoVision titles from running at the beginning.
Yeah. But plus the exec, I think it operated was at 20 hertz at first, or 20 frames, something like that. And then, like Worm Whomper, they finally got it to 60.
Yes, precisely.
It really expanded the, like in Dreadnought and Worm Whomper, the action is so much faster, but it's also smooth under scrolling. It's not herky jerky.
I gotta look at that stream I did because I had all 6 of his games, his boxes on the on there when I did it. I'm trying to think where I need to go here.
And at the time, we didn't know who programmed the games. When they came out, it was just, the latest from Mattel.
That's right. It was such a mystery for so long. I mean, they didn't want anybody to know because they didn't want anybody stealing them.
Yeah, a lot of headhunters back then for programmers.
Yeah. Am I excited that we are getting a new? Oh well, yeah, that's awesome. That's long overdue. I met up with Nuno a couple of times, and I saw him play with a big old jam out in California that had Michael Anthony. And John Anderson was there even. It was a hell of a night. Coleco and Parker Brothers games were by the same developer. Forget who.
I just looked that up the other day. I have that info. I'll try to find it. The game I forgot was Sub Hunt. He also did Sub Hunt, which is fantastic. I love Sub Hunt.
Now, Sub Hunt, isn't that the one that has the Easter egg where you can make the title screen shake?
Yeah, I think it does. I don't know if I've done that.
I've read it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever pulled it off or tried to do it, frankly. That's something I should try to do sometime.
But the thing about Sub Hunt is when you won, it played I call it the Kill the Rabbit. Was it Rise of the Valkyries?
Ride of the Valkyries.
Ride of the Valkyries. That was huge. Yeah. I mean, that was big. Oh, he finished the game.
Flight of the Valkyrie, right?
It's so funny because my next 125 is about Popeye, right? And one thing I looked up was to try to find who programmed it. Because if you look at even the Blue Sky Rangers website, it's unknown. But it is known. Okay. But did I save the friggin' link? Because I found it. And it was a company out of Chicago. And even the guy's name who did most of the Colecos, it was just, And Parker Brothers. But it was the same company they hired out of Chicago and with a bunch of basically just stock programmers to put things together.
For Coleco too, as well?
Coleco and Parker Brothers both use the same company.
Oh, wow. Okay. Because I remember the rumor that, the programmers might have been early Nintendo programmers.
I don't.
But that was, because Donkey Kong was so horrible. Such a letdown on television.
Oh, and no, I don't think that was the case, but these guys might have gone on later on because it's just like kids starting out, or whatever.
Sure.
I gotta see where I can find that.
Joe Retta. I'm gonna have to look up Joe Retta.
I think the Parker Brothers games are overlooked on the television.
Here's some breaking news. Nintendo just dropped 4 Nintendo Switch Online games.
Oh, Ride of the Valkyries, not to be Flight of the Bumblebee. Ah, thank you. Right. Good.
Nice, Michael. Awesome.
Ride of the Valkyries.
They released 2 Game Boy games, Kirby's Dream Land 2 and Burger Time Deluxe.
Ooh.
Along with Super Nintendo Side Pocket and NES Xevious.
Oh, those are new on the...
Yeah, really? Online. Just came out.
Huh. I was playing a little bit of Dragon's Lair the other day, as I was mentioning. That was... I forgot that it changes where you start up next. It's not just from the beginning. When I died, it took me to a different scene, and then I started getting that down. But
on Dragon's Lair, what system?
I have the DVDs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was actually playing it on my PS3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the nice thing about the DVDs. You can play them on a DVD player, you can play them on a game system.
Because I remember playing it. I think it was on the Amiga. That was.
Oh wow! Yeah,
that was a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, I I beat it once. And I've never beaten the second one, and I've barely ever played Space Ace, and I'm embarrassed to say that I've had it for 30 years. That's sad. But it's just waiting for this moment in time when I have more time, which isn't right now, but what is this?
That's just such a classic game.
Chronological or random. Oh, okay. All right. I must have gone for the random somehow because it didn't, it does the little pan in on the bridge and then you go through and then you have to do whatever I wasn't doing to get out of the tentacles. So, yeah, I have not played that game in a long time. Played Xevious in a long time. Is it Xevious? Right?
Yep.
So
what is wait? JWD said, what is your favorite Data Age release?
Really, Journey Escape.
So these are all on 2600. They got Secret Agent, Frankenstein's Monster, Airlock, Bugs, Encounter at L5, Snake, Warp Lock, Bermuda Triangle, and Journey Escape. There's 9 of them.
Wow.
Wait, Secret Agent came out in 2001 for Atari 2600.
What?
All these games are 82 except for Frankenstein's Monster. It's 83. And then Secret Agent 2001.
Wow.
Weird wild stuff.
I think I played Warp Lock. That sounds really familiar.
I've been also watching, which I think would make a great game or an addition to Battleship, The Love Boat. Sung by Jack Jones, I think was the guy's name. And the lyrics were by Paul Williams.
Now, did they ever put that show on DVD?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm watching through the first season. And on episode 17, I'm trying to remember another series where they were in the midst of the first season and they changed things up. There was another series that I watched, I know, and they changed up the intro somehow and started doing things differently partway through. So they got to episode 17 of Love Boat. That's when they started putting the pictures on the screen instead of the name inside the circle. So,
yeah, I should have known. My favorite that age is definitely Frankenstein's Monster.
To get a perfect score in Dragon's Lair, you have to make a perfect run until the very final move, then intentionally die repeatedly until your last man.
Wow.
I did play Warp Lock and Encounter at L5. I did a Atari 2600 paddle game video.
BCB's here.
And those were both in there.
Was it?
What's the coffee boy? What's going on?
Didn't Seinfeld change their intro during the first season? Was that it?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe every season was different. I don't think they ever had the same theme song. I mean, it was the basic, but I think they actually re-recorded every year.
Well, that's interesting. I'll have to check that out.
If I remember right. I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
But the first season was completely different. I mean, it had a different name. Show was a different name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different format. Remember they used to they did a lot of him in stand-up.
Yes.
In between storylines.
Mm-hmm.
And that went on for a while, I guess. But
it did, but
first
then
season was a lot.
Then they cut it out.
Yeah.
I was like, cut that out.
I mean, I can remember shows that had different theme songs and then different beginnings, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Cosby Show changed beginning, especially as the kids got
Right.
older.
Right. Yeah, there was another show that I've watched recently where, like they had certain scenarios for Courtship of Eddie's Father, and then I didn't realize that every one of those intros had a whoops at the end.
What's the deal with Airplane Peanuts?
What's up, Chuck?
DJC is here.
Oh man!
Hey, Chuck.
Congratulations, Bill. I heard you became a law. Oh yeah, and they Robert Hayes was on Love Boat.
Robert Hayes.
Yeah.
That's Ted Stryker from Airplane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, who do you play opposite his Bob Crane was his, unbeknownst to them, was his father-in-law on the show, and Bob Crane worked on the ship. Because Robert Hayes' wife didn't know her father, and her mom told her that he died at sea and that he was this, heroic captain. And then come to find out it was Bob Crane, who was a drunk and who didn't, wasn't responsible and left them. And he was still alive. So
Bob Crane. Now there's a character for you.
Did you ever see Autofocus?
I have not.
It was creepy towards the end.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's kind of
creepy about. Yeah, I have seen that. That was a good movie. Interesting though, wasn't it, Lance?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's what thanks, buddy.
Now.
It was kind of creepy watching him in that show, knowing that probably sometimes soon after that he died with an electrical cord around his neck.
Oh, that's right. He was murdered, wasn't he? I forgot about that. And they never solved it.
Never solved it. Yeah.
Yep. Either that or it was.
No, it seemed like that, Roger. Everybody was on Love Boat and almost Fantasy Island too. I think.
Yeah, because they were on there for one reason or another. They were either on there because they were really hot at the time in a series, like Scott Baio and Christy McNichol were on a show together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where Baio's character was all shy, and then he'd go, and he'd the claw and the whatever, and he'd always wig out in front of her. And, but then there's certain people like
Charo.
She was in the first season.
Barbie Benton.
Yeah, Barbie Benton's coming. Oh, Adrienne Barbeau is in it right now with from Laugh-In.
Marty Johnson.
No, he was in it. He was in it with Pat Morita. They were in the same episode. They were painters, and they were the same height.
You probably couldn't do a show like that now. Like that, or Battle of Network Stars, just the way everything is. All these stars, on one show, one episode.
Probably too expensive at this point, I would think.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of Martin? Rowan and Martin. So he's in it, and his wife is the woman that was in Soap, and in Who's the Boss? The mom,
Catherine Hellman.
Catherine Hellman, Time Bandits. She was in that lady.
Yeah. And so she plays his wife, and Adrienne Barbeau is his mistress. And she doesn't get the message.
So Catherine Hellman, Adrienne Barbeau. Let's think about this.
No, let's not do that. let's not be too shallow.
Yeah, I like Pluto JWD. I think it's pretty cool. That and Scooby are really nice to have.
Wait a minute, not be shallow. Jeff could put a poll, and I think everybody could bet which way that would go.
What's the poll? Catherine
Adrienne Barbeau versus Catherine.
The new Love Boat is a stupid dating show, I think. Ugh.
There's a new Love Boat?
That's what I was wondering.
I didn't even know.
I made it home before you were done. Hi again. I think the name of every episode in Seinfeld begins with "the." Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like certain shows like Wild Wild West was like that. They had the night of something.
I think Friends was that way too.
Friends was the one, you know, the one where, the one with, Yep.
Adrian Barbeau versus Catherine Hellman is like Wilma versus Mona. Do you know what that? Do you know those references? Adrian Barbeau was Wilma in Creepshow, and of course, Catherine Hellman was Mona in what the hell is his name? Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Two names that shouldn't be in a choice.
Oh man, I'm losing a hair.
Is it a Friends PS2 game?
A Friends PS2 game?
I do remember seeing that on the shelf. I didn't get it, but I do remember seeing. Yep, the trivia.
The one with all the trivia. Huh. Oh, sorry, Jeff. Did you see the episode of Love Boat where Cuba Gooding Jr. and Horatio Sands pretending to be? Huh?
That was a movie.
Yeah, that was a movie.
That was a movie.
I was gonna say, unless it's the new Love Boat, which I've never heard of.
Remember that one episode of Designing Women back in the day where Delta Burke gave her speech about anti-big girl hate. It's called They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Oh, wow. Stuck in. Wow. Like late 80s. Yeah. I remember I watched a lot of Designing Women. I thought that was a pretty good show.
That's a show I never watched.
Yeah. It was, you know, it had, why can't I say her name? Ghostbusters.
Oh, Sheldon's grandma.
Oh,
No.
Annie Potts.
Yeah.
Annie Potts, yeah.
It wasn't Sigourney Weaver. So
that's what you were saying. Yeah, I get you.
Sheldon's Meemaw.
Yep.
Yeah, in Young Sheldon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although his grandma did appear on the Big Bang Theory, but not the same actress.
And if I remember right, Annie Potts was in, what was that, Corvette Summer with Mark Hamill?
Oh, yeah.
That was a great movie.
GoGameGo Retro Gaming Weekly Score Challenge.
That's an interesting idea. Figure out how to do that.
Okay. So we would just play something and like have some sort of a recording of it so we can prove that's what we got.
Yeah, we do the honor system.
Prime Annie Potts and Corvette Summer. Dixie Carter was on
Dixie Carter, yeah.
Designing Women. Yep. Yeah, she had one of those great voices, like Brenda Vaccaro back when growing up. Good stuff. But yeah, no, they've had all kind. Mrs. Cotter was on there. What's her acting name?
Mrs. Cotter, Marcia Strassman.
Yeah, she was on there.
Also was Nurse Margie Cutler in the first season of
Well, and who was Loretta Swit married to in the first season of Love Boat? Well, she used to be. They were exes, actually. Mr. Brady.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she was married to Bert from Soap. He
Richard
was
Mulligan.
Mulligan. He was their marriage counselor.
I love Richard Mulligan, actually.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Here's a blast of the past. You guys ever see the movie SOB?
I know of it.
It
Yes,
sounds familiar.
I've seen
Blake
some
Edwards.
Of it.
Is Julie Andrews in that?
Julie Andrews is in that. She has a nude scene.
Read a cool story on Super Train, land-based Love Boat from '79. Yeah, plan to watch an episode or 3. Here it's terrible. Scallywag, how's it going? There was a Far Side comic book which had an index. Every letter was blank except T. Each entry began with the one about. Interesting. I love the Far Side. You need that B. Arthur Little People figure for the aquarium. Hey, one is the next 80s movie bracket. The one with the good there's the name of our show. The one with the good movies that weren't in the last one.
The ones that barely missed?
Yeah, the runner-ups.
The runner-ups. There you go.
We could do a 90s movies at some point.
Yeah, we could. Retro, 70s, 80s rock and movie review. Yeah, that's who it is. I always love that name. The name is all there, so I just no. Last episode of Maude, she becomes the first U.S. Congresswoman or something. Is it something or the Congresswoman? Honorable mentions. Yep. Someone say Julie Andrews nude scene. I don't remember that. Did somebody say that?
Yeah, an SOB.
Yeah. Oh, an SOB it was?
Yeah.
Well, time to go to Amazon. Yes. Yep. As with the Jeffersons. And then, did I mention this on Love Boat? Mr. Jefferson was married to
Tell me he was with Wheezy.
Sanford and Son, the aunt.
Aunt Esther?
Aunt Esther. They were a couple in Love Boat. They got stuck in the elevator.
That would have been a battle. The one-liners.
It was good. It was good. You know, the pits in the ET game, Porky's game, are even worse. A Porky's game.
Yep.
Here comes Porky's.
Yep,
oh
there it
no! As he puts ring.
Pete,
You know, you remind me of that machine, like that spins around.
Pete, have you played that game? Is it any good?
I have played it. No.
No.
Ah,
All my responses, Pete. No.
I know. Jeff, have you watched any more Frasier? No.
no.
I've watched more Ropers than Frasier.
What if Eric Stoltz had not been replaced in Back to the Future?
Then we probably wouldn't be asking this question right now.
No.
True.
Damn. Porky's is okay once you get used to it.
But wait a minute. Stoltz is in the movie.
Yeah, briefly. There was that scene they didn't take. What was he in the diner?
The diner fight.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in that.
Well, from the way the people in the show talked about it, that I'm not sure we would have had a Back to the Future 2 or 3 if he was in it.
It was more serious. From what
Yeah, they said it just seems like the whole movie was going to take a different tone. They didn't say it was like they said it was really good, but it was just the wrong tone for the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have.
I don't know that I've ever watched. I have the collection that has his footage in it. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched it. Lance's crew. Let's see. What is this here? Can I post Julie Andrews' link here? Sure. Yeah. Lance is correct. Stoltz is in the movie. Many people don't know there was 3 other Porkies. The last one, called Pee-wee, was a spiritual successor for the Stars Network.
Nothing crazier sounding than a spiritual successor to Porky's.
Yeah, that's like.
Well, that's a Christmas story.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Now, Pete, have you watched all the Porkies?
Oh yeah.
So there were 4.
Scared me to death.
No, I've only watched 3, I think.
Wait a minute.
Porky's 2 the next day, and Porky's 3 the Revenge.
Oh, never mind. 3.
Let's get the Revenge.
JWD is talking about the spiritual successor. Okay. Were they any good? The last 2?
No. Actually, they're all right. They're just more of the same. Not as good for sure. Third one I vaguely remember. I have watched it probably twice. The second one I've watched many times. I can remember it way back in the day. When we were in high school, saw Porky's. Everybody had to see Porky's too when it came out. And Saw it umpteen times in VHS and stuff like that. And Porky's 3, not so much, but they're on Prime here anyway.
So when you say that about, I saw Trying in the theater, my friend parents saw Porky's instead. So when you talk about that second Porky's flick, do you feel the same about Caddyshack 2?
That's completely different. Like Caddyshack 2, I like Caddyshack 2.
Okay.
But it didn't have to have a Caddyshack 1. Like, I don't consider it a follow-up to Caddyshack 1. It's just its own stupid little movie.
Wait a minute, what about
Randy Quaid's funny? Jackie Mason's funny. It's stupid. They try to copy the same things. Every time Dan Aykroyd comes on there, I just shake my head and go, man, of all the roles you've ever played, you got to be most embarrassed about that.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
What was he thinking? It was like a
I don't know. It's but overall, I've watched that movie. But it's the type of movie that if it was on, I would flip it by and I was like, wanted to work away while it was on, I would leave it because it's like there's some funny stuff in it. But it's not a good movie.
It's on cable now. I
ran
into it. Yeah,
I've never even seen Caddyshack 2.
If you just wipe out Caddyshack 1, you could kind of enjoy it more for what it is.
BCB had Tron Underoos.
Huh.
You would think that glowing in the dark would keep you awake at night.
So what about have you seen Caddyshack 3? The Serena Williams commercial.
Oh Jesus, no.
Saw the commercial.
That might be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. They had they had people in the commercial, being Ted Knight, and that guy was terrible.
Yep.
Someone being Bill Murray, but it wasn't even. The whole thing was terrible. I don't even know why they did it.
It was a farce of Caddyshack, but also like a farce of those old Miller Lite commercials that had all those different actors and former sports guys. I mean, it was.
I only recognized the one, though, Serena Williams. I
might be wrong.
Yeah.
Lance, I think Lance knows this. I know you already know Lance. So
okay.
Jeff and Stu, who is the only actor from Caddyshack to also appear in Caddyshack 2. And I'm gonna say I'm about 85-90% sure this is correct.
Ooh.
Lance will be able to confirm for me, I'm sure.
I gotta think about this.
And one of the caddies?
He's probably embarrassed.
Was it one of the caddies?
No, this is a star. No point sitting here forever. Chevy Chase.
Well, I was gonna say Chevy Chase.
He made a stupid cameo in the second one. It was like this. It's like, oh my god. I think they all probably. All those guys probably, to be quite honest, had some love for Jackie Mason. Because I think Jackie Mason was just a well-liked guy in the whole sort of Hollywood comedian, blah, 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 blah. So, hey, come do this thing for Jackie Mason. So I'll go do this stupid thing for you. That's probably where Aykroyd and Chase and then we get involved. And it's like, at the end of the day, they just go, oh my God. But
so now
Jackie
we know
Mason is no replacement
for Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield. You're not kidding.
There you go.
Yeah. And now we officially know what BCB's first job was. So
I used to have one of those toys.
Did you have the gopher toy?
Dance.
Somebody was doing a move at school yesterday, and I go, "That's the gopher dance from Caddyshack."
And if I remember right, those were add-on scenes. It didn't have that, and it didn't test well.
Oh, really?
So they added the
gopher
scenes, the gopher scenes, rather.
The gopher. If we kill all the gophers, nobody will be here to play.
What's so weird about Caddyshack is they said that the whole movie was about the caddies originally, and they filmed so much of it they just chopped that all out and I guess left the good stuff.
Left Michael. Was it Michael O'Keefe? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Well,
they probably let Rodney Dangerfield just go, let him let him rip, and
Cindy Morgan. You can't forget Cindy Morgan.
True.
And what was her name on the show? This was a trivia question on our trivia night the other day.
Oh God, it was too.
It was Lacey. Was it Lacey?
Lacey Underall.
Yes, that's it. Pete, there was a MASH question too. Name the hometowns of Klinger and Radar.
Toledo, Ohio, and who?
Radar.
Radar was Ottumwa, Iowa.
Iowa.
That was going two.
Okay. Hawkeye was Crabapple Cove, Maine. DJ was
Crabapple Cove.
Bill Cove, California, outside San Francisco.
And Gary Berghoff was in the first season of Love Boat.
Father Mulcahy, Francis John Patrick Mulcahy, was Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Has anybody seen
Mulcahy was from Pennsylvania, but after MASH was St. Louis, wasn't it?
No, yeah. Walter.
But he was from Philadelphia.
Okay.
And Henry was from Fort Wayne, Indiana, but he started off being from, because he changed. The Fort Wayne, Indiana was the end of it.
Why would they change?
No, seems to be he was from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and then Frank Burns became Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Henry Blake became Springfield,
Illinois.
Yeah, but there's a spot very early on where he's from Fort Wayne, Indiana, because you watch it go, hold it. Burns ends up being from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and but they just changed. That's the same as like
different
his
writer.
name. Henry Blake's name, a wife's name was Mildred. Yeah. And later on it was Lorraine, and then Sherman Potter, his wife was Mildred.
Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe it's the same wife.
Hello.
Maybe.
So Chevy Chase and Fletch. I enjoyed Fletch. My favorite line, I think, in the movie is when he's driving away and they shoot out his window and he yells, "Thanks a lot."
And Fletch. That was that line. Was it Chick Hearn? I got to make it up. Just Chevy's dreaming he's an LA Laker. I got to.
Yes.
I got to make up. 6'2", but 6'9" with afro.
Yeah. No, I never did the poop. The what was it? It's
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth. Yeah, no. That's a waste of a good Baby Ruth. I would never do that. Food is not a game.
Easy money's good, but I don't know. I like Back to School.
That's a good one.
Triple Lindy.
Oh, he did, huh?
Hans Zarkov. Yeah, he just passed last week.
Yeah.
I know we're coming to an end, but this has to be mentioned. 46 years ago today, Three's Company premiered and lasted 8 seasons.
My God, 46 years ago.
Mrs. Roper was on the first season of Love Boat. I'm trying to remember whose wife she was.
Man, that's all. It's crazy. These shows we watched when we were kids, and then it just reminds me of it.
Today in 1977,
would it be his wife?
Roper.
What's the name of the guy? Hans Zarkov. I know that just reminds me of the name of the guy from Flash.
That's Flash. It was Topol was the guy from Flash. Yes.
Who's the guy, the scientist though? What's his name?
I don't remember.
Not the actor's name. Just what's the character's name in
Hans Zarkov?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
He was also in For Your Eyes Only.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Part of those movies I couldn't stand.
My favorite James Bond movie, which I love saying every time.
Yep. Yes, Salvador. And the thing about going back to Three's Company, the ABC followed the same pattern that they did in the. Three's Company was based off an English comedy, and then they spun off in the English version the landlord, so like the Ropers.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the original run of the English comedy, they spun off the main character, the Jack Tripper character, into his own thing. But except in the English, all the spin-offs in English were successful. The Ropers had its moments, but it wasn't successful, or neither was Three's a Crowd.
Yeah. The problem with the Ropers was their neighbors.
Yeah, Jeffrey Tambor, the kid.
I mean, he's a really good actor, but I don't know. I don't understand why he was even there.
And I think they just wanted him to be like a snob that would clash with.
Yeah, and his wife was kind of I don't know. She really didn't do anything. That kid was annoying. Terrible. I think Ropers would have made it if they had better neighbors.
Well, that kid reminded me of like some of these shows. What did they do at the end? They bring in Ted McGinley, or they bring in a kid.
Roper just started right off with that.
They started right off with it. Exactly.
We're gonna start right off the kid.
Bring in cousin Eddie or whatever, you
The
know.
kid was like what, 6 years old?
Show on the other side of the shark.
Yeah, exactly.
That kid was like 6. There was an episode of Roper had him drink a beer. Like, oh my god. Can you imagine that episode today? Here, kid, try my beer.
Oh man.
What happened today?
Well, holy smokes, we're way past here.
Yeah, we are. I'm just trying to find out. I was trying to figure out who was in that episode with her.
And it wasn't Norman Fell?
No.
That's almost
no. It's
legit.
somebody else well known.
I mean, that's almost like having Laurel without Hardy, or Abbott without Costello.
There you go. Although the funny thing is that Doc used to do an impersonation of Hardy.
Hey, Pete, what's Canada's tallest mountain?
Oh boy!
Another trivia question we had on Saturday night.
Wow, I don't even know. I really don't.
What
I mean, I know
was it?
Mount McKinley is the state.
It's not that one.
I don't know.
I can't think of it.
It's like
Canada's tallest mountain?
Yeah.
We'll see what Google has to
you
say.
say it, I would think I would know, but it's weird. I don't even know. I mean, that's like I say, it's weird, eh? I know the American one from Trivial Pursuit.
We got
It says Mount Logan.
Though, Papa Pete.
Mount Logan, 19,551 feet.
Mount Logan?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that answer.
Wow.
Did you tell him about the Lou Gehrig?
No. Oh yeah, one of the other questions was first sports person appear. I guess any person really on a box of Wheaties.
Wheaties.
That one I actually knew because I've heard it before. Because the first time I heard it, I was shocked. This was from like the 20s. A famous Yankee player. Lou Gehrig.
Oh, okay.
I heard her say it. Did you ask him about Lou Gehrig?
Oh.
Cackle!
Right.
Woohoo!
See you later.
Woohoo! Need more cackle.
Oh,
It's been a while. It's probably first cackle of the year. I don't know.
Ask him a trivia question about Lou Gehrig? Sure. I'll ask him now. Well, will that do it, guys? We're 15 minutes past. What the heck?
wow.
How'd that happen?
We
I
just
don't know.
We're sitting there having fun.
rambling on.
Yeah.
No, thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody watching and chat.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Absolutely. I'm still trying to figure. Oh, her husband was Milton Berle.
No,
Yeah, that's what it was.
Uncle Milty.
Yeah. Because he was like, he'd always do jokes. She's like, knock it off.
I think it'd been a lot better if they just had the Ropers on as themselves.
They should have. Bill Bixby was also in that episode.
Was he a Martian?
Yes. Weird.
Does Lance have a channel?
No, I'm from chat to GoGameGo and Papa Pete. I'm good.
I'm just here to make you guys look pretty, he says. That's it.
Oh, game gone. Boom, boom.
Oh.
All right.
All right. So, yes. So we'll be working on the next bracket. I'll be figuring out what I want to cook on the show. I got to figure out what I've done so far. Do you guys know? I mean, I've done a couple.
I remember
of
you doing it. I could have swore you did the cookies last year.
I did the lasso biscuits, right? And I did I do cookies?
Well,
I did the beer bread.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
That was the first thing I did was the beer bread. So I'll figure something out for next week and I'll do that. So awesome. All right. Thanks everybody. That was awesome.
All right. We will see you next week, everyone. I'll have a video out tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. So check them out. See you later.
Fantastic.
Bye.
Bye.